What's coming next in your love life? This reading begins in a very different place from where it ends. Because the first card shows distance, a feeling that something has been missing. But the final card brings attraction, movement, and someone who may not be willing to keep their distance for very long. And what's interesting is that there's a genuine opportunity sitting between those two energies. The question is whether you'll recognize it when it appears. Let's see what the cards are showing. The first card is the Five of Pentacles. And the first thing I notice here is a feeling of being left out of something you wanted. For some of you, there may have been rejection, a relationship that ended, someone who became distant, or a connection where you were left wondering why you weren't being chosen in the way you hoped. For others, this may not be about one particular person at all. You may have reached a point where love feels absent. Maybe you've watched other people find relationships while wondering when something meaningful will happen for you. Maybe you've tried to meet someone, opened yourself to possibilities, and still found yourself disappointed. There can be a feeling with the Five of Pentacles that what you want is available to other people, just not to you. And when that feeling continues for long enough, it can change the way you respond when something new finally appears. Because the next card is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is where the reading begins to shift. There is an opportunity here. Something new. Something tangible. Something that has the potential to become real. In a love reading, the Ace of Pentacles can show the beginning of a connection that has something solid to build on. This could be meeting someone new, an invitation, a conversation that opens a door, someone beginning to show genuine interest, or even an existing connection being allowed to begin differently. And I think the contrast between these first two cards matters. You go from the Five of Pentacles, feeling that love isn't happening for you, to suddenly being presented with a possibility. But the Ace is only the beginning. It's a seed. It has potential. What happens next depends on whether that opportunity is recognized and given the chance to grow. And then we have the Judgment. This makes the opportunity feel more significant, because Judgment asks you to look at where you've been, what you've learned, what you've repeated, and what you may be ready to do differently now. For some of you, this could involve someone from your past. Person may return. Conversation may be reopened. Or a connection that seemed finished could suddenly come back into your awareness. But I don't think that has to be the message for everyone. Judgment can also be the moment when you realize that your past experiences have been influencing the way you approach love now. Maybe you've been protecting yourself. Maybe you've become more skeptical. Maybe you've told yourself you won't make the same mistake again. And that's understandable. But when a new opportunity appears, you may have to decide whether you're seeing it clearly, or seeing it through the disappointment of what happened before. Because the next card is the Four of Cups. And this is the complication in the reading. Something is being offered, but you may hesitate. You may not immediately trust it. You may look at this person or opportunity and think, is this really worth opening myself to? Is this going anywhere? Am I about to waste my time again? The Four of Cups can show emotional withdrawal, not because there are no possibilities, because you've become less willing to believe in them. And I keep coming back to the Five of Pentacles here. Because if you've spent a long time feeling disappointed, overlooked, or alone, it makes sense that you wouldn't immediately become excited just because someone shows interest. You may need more consistency, effort, evidence that this person is serious. And actually, I think that's important, because the cards aren't telling you to accept every romantic opportunity that appears. They're showing that something may appear that deserves to be looked at carefully before you dismiss it. And then we reach the final card, the Knight of Wands. Now the energy changes completely. This knight brings movement, attraction, confidence, initiative. Someone may come toward you much more directly than you expected. There could be a sudden invitation, flirting, conversation becoming more exciting, person making their attraction obvious, or a connection that seemed slow or uncertain, suddenly gaining momentum. And for some of you, I do think this could be someone new. Someone confident, adventurous, passionate, person who doesn't spend a long time wondering whether they should make a move. They act, but there's something we have to acknowledge about the Knight of Wands. This is exciting energy. It isn't automatically stable energy. And that's why the Ace of Pentacles matters so much. The opportunity has the potential to become something real, but potential still needs to be developed. The Knight of Wands may create the attraction, the excitement, the beginning, but the question is whether the person involved is willing to slow down long enough to build something meaningful. So, what's coming next in your love life? The cards suggest that, after a period of disappointment, distance, or feeling as though love has passed you by, a new opportunity is approaching. For some of you, this may be someone completely new. For others, a past connection may return, or a situation you thought was finished may be reconsidered. But the important part is that something changes. You're no longer sitting only in the Five of Pentacles. An opportunity appears, and it may ask you to look honestly at how your past experiences have shaped your expectations. Because I think some of you may initially hesitate. You may not immediately believe this person is serious. You may wonder whether the connection is worth your time. You may even be tempted to ignore the opportunity before you've really understood what it could become. And then, someone acts. The Knight of Wands brings movement into the reading. Attraction becomes more obvious. Communication may increase. An invitation could arrive. Or someone may suddenly become much more direct about wanting to pursue you. The chemistry could develop quickly. The situation could become exciting faster than you expect. But I wouldn't tell you that the cards guarantee this person is your forever partner. That's not what this spread says. The cards do show is an opportunity with genuine potential, followed by strong movement and attraction. And perhaps the most important question isn't whether someone is coming. The cards suggest movement is coming. The question is whether the person who arrives is willing to build on the opportunity they've been given. The Five of Pentacles shows the loneliness or disappointment you've experienced. The Ace of Pentacles brings a new possibility. Judgment asks you to see what the past has taught you. The Four of Cups shows the hesitation that may follow. And the Knight of Wands brings someone or something into motion. So if an opportunity appears and you don't immediately feel ready to trust it, give yourself time to observe. Don't dismiss it simply because the past taught you to expect disappointment. But don't be carried away by excitement alone either. Watch what this person does after the attraction begins. Watch whether they continue showing up. Watch whether the Ace of Pentacles is actually given the time and effort it needs to grow. Because what's coming next may begin with a spark, but the real revelation will be whether someone is willing to stay and build the fire. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And if you enjoy discovering what the cards may reveal about what's unfolding next, subscribe to Celestial Archivist Tarot. I'll see you in the next reading.